Hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Noble Demon Lord here. Well, last time we attempted to go to the moon. A couple of failures in between, but that's okay. We got some science. So, 134 science, we can do stuff like rocketry or better fuel systems, advanced construction for like nose cones and stuff. Super important. Aerodynamics, I mean, it's alright. We don't really need those. Landing, who cares? Space exploration, kind of important. Miniaturization, not really. But we might want to hold on for perhaps specialized control, maybe some more advanced electronics. I think what might be good for us, actually, is probably aerodynamics, or, I'm sorry, advanced construction. This way, we get bigger nose cones, we get protective shells, right, so everything's more aerodynamic. We have radial decouplers. So, I'm going to go with that. So, we're going to continue to try to get to the moon today. We're going to build Hati 2. We know last one did not have enough fuel to get us even remotely close. So, let's go ahead and change that, shall we? We need to get some parachutes up in here, right? Kind of the standard, the way we've been building things. Gotta do it the same way every time if we can. You know, when we know it works, we know it works. And it works and it's great, it's wonderful. So we're gonna keep going with what we know. And as far as we know, right? Oh yeah, so we got it. So we got this payload now, which is behind my face, actually. But a 1.25 meter shell, and that we can use that for satellites later. That shell will protect the components and make the satellite more aerodynamic as we go through the atmosphere. And then we can eject that in space, and you know, then everything will be out and exposed like it's supposed to be. But for now, we'll go with what we got. We've got our storage built, right? Let's get some batteries in there, and some science. Always need some science, right? And we always need science set up so that we can actually take advantage of the space that we have, right? We don't have a lot of space. You know, the whole thing with space stations and spacecraft is that usually you don't have a ton of space to work with. So that's something that you usually have to work to get over. So we'll close those. Get some solar panels on there, just in case. Alright, and then we want to get our heat shield. Okay. Got our heat shield, right? So now we're going to need to get a separating, a coupling, decoupling. TD12 works. So, fuel, right? So we're going to stick with liquid fuel in the middle. So two was not enough. So we'll stick with 3 in the middle, right? We'll get a Reliant engine, because it's the biggest one we have. So, what we were having problems with, right, is that this was too tall. So, and it would kind of tip over during launch. So, what we're going to do is we're going to stick these guys on here. Get our solid fuel, right? So this way, you know, we're not going to be launching, so the center of thrust, right? Center of thrust will be kind of here, rather than way the hell down here. So it'll be a little bit easier, at least, while we get out of the atmosphere. And of course, center of mass is more towards the middle now. So hopefully that should work out in our favor. Let's go ahead and go to aerodynamics. So we've got better nose cones. Look at that, better nose cones. Cool as that, huh? So that should also be more aerodynamic. Or we could use the Mark 7, but the Mark 7's too big, as you can see. So we're not going to do that. And then just build some of these guys in here. That's not what I wanted. Put them here. Then put it here. There we go. So this way, when it launches, these rockets don't come in and press in onto the center of Hati 2. So let's save that. Alright, so we've got our science. We've got our ways to get back into orbit. We've got 4 rockets. Let's go ahead and set them up that way. We don't really have anything else that we can do here. Cargo, don't care about. We don't need any communications devices because we're coming right back down. Nothing to land with. Payload's fine. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay. We've got Jebediah back with us. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. Let's go ahead and send good old Jeb into orbit. We got Moonrise over here. I'm really hoping that we can maintain. We're not going to roll away. We're not going to pitch away. We're not going to just fall over mid-flight, right? Got another 800 meters per second of acceleration. We got 700. We're doing okay so far. I'm not gonna touch it just in case. Boom. All right. So that's that. I'm gonna wait until we actually get into orbit here to pop those bad Johnnies off. Okay, cool. So as we're going, right, we're just about out of the atmosphere now. So I can pop those free. Go to our maneuver node. So it works, you know, going straight up is not usually what you want. It's really not. It's not very fuel efficient, but that's what I've got going for me right now. Until I can get better engines and control surfaces, you know, that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and get out here. So that's a big burn, right? So here we go. 3, 2, 1, burn. So we have 2,500 meters per second of burn-ish. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? And there's the moon. There's our target. So this is Hati 2, you know, since the failure of Hati 1. Well, I mean, we got Jeb back alive, which, I mean, is good. He rose from the grave. He's an undead. I don't know if an explosion could kill him anyway. But we got him back, and that's what matters. That's a success to me. So in this case, you know, we're trying to get out to the moon and back. I don't know if we have that kind of fuel, honestly. But we're going to try, right? We're going to make the attempt. And just, you know, I figure if we had 6 solid booster rockets, you know, that would add just enough for us to, you know, actually get where we wanted to go. But, alright, here we go. Cool. 80,000 meters is plenty, right? Now, add another maneuver to kind of accelerate. Well, oh, yeah, so we can't go too far. We still don't have enough. That's okay. That's fine. So we'll go ahead and accelerate a little bit, right? We have 440 meters per second of acceleration to go. So let's do, I think we can do 200, right? Then we could build another one to slow us down. Yeah, okay. I think this is fine. This will work. So there's not really much we can do. It's a 4-second burn. We need to be here in 23 minutes. Yeah, let's just go ahead and warp. We need more acceleration, right? We need more velocity. Of which we don't have. So that'll be something for later. Alright. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Well, we'll burn our burn at T minus 2 seconds. We'll burn just about half of our fuel on the way out, and then we'll burn the other half trying to get back in. There we go. Just like that. We've accelerated just a little bit, right? Let's go further out. Let's do some science while we're out here. We may as well, if we can actually get anything. So it might be good, it might behoove us to actually try liquid engines now that we kind of know that we need to mount them a little bit higher up. So let's go ahead and let's go do a material study. Let's see what we can see. Ah, that's 56 science. That's a ton of science. I said open, please. Observe the mystery goo. 15 science. It's better than nothing. 5.4 science. We're in a vacuum. How weird is that, huh? Okay, we'll do a crew report. There's nothing here. Alright. Can we do an EVA? Will we get anything out of an EVA, Jeb? Come on, Jeb. What are we going to get here? EVA report. Literally nothing. Alright, Jeb. Get back on board. Oops. I need to be at my maneuver node. We've got 6 minutes until that maneuver. It's not a ton. It's only 50 meters per second. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can... I just want to burn just enough to get us back down into the atmosphere. Right? So 1 second burn, we may as well just burn it, right? So 16,000 meters, right, is deep within Kerbin's atmosphere. Far, far down in there. So that should, at least, at the very least, we should graze the atmosphere. There we go. Bam. So, now we're going to keep it burning retrograde, right? So we've got 167 meters per second of fuel left. And we'll just see what we can do on the return trip. Okay. So we know what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get back to Kerbin here. Okay, so we are beginning to descend back into the atmosphere. We are tail down like we want to be. Drogue chutes. Let's set our drogue chutes to 3,000. Okay. Beginning our descent in the dark. Turn on the singular light that we have on here. That's something I need to work on. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Starting to heat up again. Jeb sees a little bit of fire. That's about it. Kind of see the curve of the planet below. It is pretty darn dark out here. So we're not slowing down too much, right? But we're slowing down more than enough. As you can see, our periapsis is descending toward the planet below. And it looks like if we slow this down enough, we might land on this peninsula here. It's kind of barely visible. But it's something that might happen. So we're overheating. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We're going very fast. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. Okay. So that's dead now. So hopefully once we jettison this section, right? This section's empty. It's useless now. But once we jettison it down and out, that should, you know, go ahead and give an equal but opposite push. And should hopefully slow us down as we continue our descent through the atmosphere. Actually, it might just explode. So it might be good to jettison it. Once we get below 2,000 meters per second, it's getting real hot. Hopefully it'll just blow up on its own and not do any other damage. We're kind of burning through a lot of atmosphere here, so let's just go. Let's do it. Yep. Boom. So we just lost like 400 meters per second, right? So now our ablator is taking the brunt here, which is what we wanted. That's what we needed. And there we go. We're slowing down. Perfect. And now we're back in deep atmo. Don't really know what we're looking at anymore. I can pop my drogue chutes now. But I want to slow down just enough. Yeah, it's unsafe. Yep, we've got the pressure for this guy. There we go. So those are yellow now. Let's just pop all these out. Excellent work. Good job, Jeb. And let's accelerate back to the ground. And then let's not accelerate into the dirt for fear of losing our Science Junior. We don't want to do that. And I'm not gonna pop any of those chutes. If we pop those chutes like we did last time, we'll probably land too fast. I will pop the drogue chutes though, because we don't really need those. Cut the drogue chute. Got 800 meters to go. We're going at 5 meters per second. Good. It might take a little while to get us down to the surface, but we got it figured out. It's okay, Jeb. We'll get there eventually. We'll get you your crew report. Actually, I wonder if there's a crew report we can do right here. Hey! 5 mitts. 5 whole mitts of science. Alright, 200 meters. Slow us down at 100 or 50. There we go. Whew. You know, I did it at 70. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, 30 meters. 20. 10. And we're down. Good job, everybody. Let's just, can we roll this onto its side without breaking it? Crunch. Okay, good. Now we can get Jeb out. Let's go ahead and... Whoa. Hi, Jeb. There we go. Alright, Jeb. Let's go ahead and take a surface sample. 0.8 science. 3.6 science. Yep. Plant a flag. Hati 2. Safe and sound. We did it. Safe and sound. Look at that. Just like that, we're going to go ahead and get Jeb back on board. You know, if we can manage it. Here we go. Get on board. All right. Let's go ahead and recover him. Whoa, look at that. Got 95 science out of that run. It's pretty darn good. Got some of our debris landed in the ocean. Or at the launch pad. It's just we're on the wrong side of the planet. Ah, there we go. Okay, so Hati 2 was a success, but we need to build on that. So the easiest solution here, right, is we just throw more rockets on it. So 1,500 meters per second is what we're getting with 4 of these bad guys. So what about 6? How do we do with 6, huh? So 1,700 meters per second. I mean, it's okay. It's not great, right? Let's see what we can do if we make these into liquid engines. Let's just see. So we'll do 3, right? We'll do 3 radial couplers. And we'll just not click out of the game. Here we go. Let's just see how much fuel we can kind of cram on board here. Okay, so we've got 4 of those guys. Get our Reliant engines. Wow, that is way better. So let's just put those away. Forget they ever existed. Let's get our aerodynamics on here, right? We gotta get our nose cones. Gotta make it look pretty. Okay. Get those on there. Cool. Hati 3. He's ready to go. Okay, here we are. We have 700 meters per second more than we had last time. So, let's see what we can do. Probably should have started at full throttle before launching it. Doesn't make too much sense. Alright, Jeb. Let's do the thing, huh? So at 16 or 17,000 meters, we'll tip over in this kind of this darker area of the atmosphere. Less air that way. And we can throttle this, right, to save fuel. We don't have to blaze, you know, overheat everything on launch. That's absurd, right? That's what we were doing with those heavy rockets because we'd accelerate so freaking fast. So here we're still accelerating a lot, and I can keep, if you can see my throttle down here in the bottom, I can throttle it down as we continue to launch and save some gas. So I don't want to tip over yet because we know that 10,000 used to be an old number and it used to work. It doesn't work anymore. Alright, so we're going to gingerly, very gently, with low thrust. Okay, we're passing into that 20,000, so we're going to tip it over ever so gently. Ever so gently. Here we go. See, this is not tumbling because there's not really air for... Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. Ah, okay. So there's still too much atmo. Yikes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can get to the top of our arc and just accelerate. We can get out of here. We're going to use all of our... Yikes. I'm going to use all of our fuel to do that. Let's slow this way down. Well, that may have been a little bit of a bust. Because of that tumble, right? We slowed way down. This way we can at least get into orbit. We can get that speed up. Get out of the atmosphere. Blow away from those guys. Okay. Now we can continue, right, growing our orbit. We can let the planet work for us. Go ahead and make another maneuver, right? So 50-second burn, right? That's a huge burn. So we'll go ahead and burn that, start burning that at 25 seconds. So that did a ton of good, but we just got to remember, again, we can't tip over too soon. You see, we're growing our orbit, the blue line. The orange one's the planned orbit, right? So then we'll use this planned orbit at the periapsis, right, to accelerate toward the moon. And that'll be our target. Almost there, another 500 meters per second to go. We've still got 1,300 meters per second of gas left. Well, by the end of this, we'll have about 800. So we're working on it. We're getting better, slowly but surely. I got better. That's good enough. All right. Now, use this here, right? We want to use the Kerbin's gravity, right, to kind of launch us out. But I can tell already that we're not going to be able to make it, right? Because we're just not going to have the fuel left. Yeah, that's 833 meters per second. We have 904. It's just not enough. So we'll get out to a large orbit, and we'll come back. You know, that periapsis won't be difficult to shrink way out here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get Jeb into deeper space between, you know, Kerbin and the moon. We got 25 minutes until this burns, so let's just accelerate time here. Let's warp. Warping is your friend. Just accelerating time through that warp is not necessarily your friend. Because then you could, you know, lose track of your satellite because you can't slow it down in time. It might slam into the surface of a moon or a planet. Okay. Here we go. So we got, it's going to be a 20-second burn. We'll burn at T-minus 10. We'll go from there. Here we go. So we just want to have enough of a burn to be able to, or enough fuel to be able to slow us down and get us back into Kerbin orbit. Because it would be bad. I don't want to leave Jeb behind, right? No Kerbal left behind. Good enough, right? So, we've got plenty of electricity. We've got 100 meters per second of fuel left. So let's go ahead and slow it down. Okay, there we go. So that's like more than enough, right? So this, if we set this here, yeah, like 18,000. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, cool. So as long as we have at least one solar panel pointed towards the sun, which we do, let's go ahead and just get half of our experiments done out here, and then the other half in, you know, out near where the moon's orbit would be. Oh, so we're going to be behind. It's fine. Go ahead and do... Oh, there's nothing out here. High over Kerbin, huh? Is that what that counts as? Yikes. So that counts as high over Kerbin. Alright, so never mind. We'll not do any experiments out here. We'll do our experiments over here. Let's work there. Okay. Here we are, way out here. The moon's way over there. We missed it by a little bit. It's okay. Now let's see. Does it still count as high above Kerbin? Really? Okay. This won't do anything then. Let's conduct a materials study out here. Wow, yeah, this is nothing. So we missed coming up against the moon then. Wow. Huh. Okay. How about here? We get a recruit report at least? Nothing. Wow. What EVA? Yikes. Okay. So let's just get back on board. So I'm going to try something here. Oops. I think we can wait, right? Because our current periapsis is at 90,000 meters. I think we can try. We could just. Oops. Where's the next maneuver? We can actually get some good science out of this. So I think we can get some high over the moon and low over the moon science. There we go. Okay. So that's what we're going to do, right? Periapsis is at 1 million. That's alright. Let's do this. Conduct a material study. High over the moon. There we go. 75 science. Radiation caused a few samples to glow. Yep. Excellent. Yep. As if it were vacuum. That makes sense. Mystery goo. Mystery goo. Cool. Feels right at home. Log some temperature data, 7.2. Alright, buddy, let's get a crew report. High over the moon, 15 science. Looks really beat up with craters. Yeah, it's true. EVA. Let's get an EVA report out here. Record your observation about the situation. Yep. So that should be a ton of science. I want to close all these doors, right? And we're just going to let the moon kind of fly by here. It may be that... Well, actually, let's see. Can we review data here? Review data. Let's recycle that. Log temperature. High over the moon. Data. No, let's just recycle that. Observe it again. This way we'll get a little bit more science just overall out of all this. View data. Yeah, over the moon. We keep that. There we go. View data. Yep, so that's nothing. So it's log pressure again. Cool. So we'll get some extra science out of all this. And we'll continue on our way to the next maneuver. Warp here. So we'll leave the moon's gravity well. We're back now over Kerbin. So our next node's in 2 hours, right? Or 4 hours, excuse me. So we've made it to the moon. To the moon. You know, not you know, whoa, we made it there, we got it. Obviously we need to... What's next maneuver? Something we need to work on, right, is get enough fuel to get them there and back. Got 1 minute until our burn time here. It's kind of just out in empty space. We really don't have to wait, right? So we're sitting at a retrograde burn, right? Retrograde. There we go. 42,000 meters. And we've got 47 meters a second left. So, we're just going to go ahead and go whee all the way back. As we start hitting the atmo. It kind of looks like just where we were earlier, right? I mean, that's all it is. We're just kind of doing laps around the planet and, you know, and the moon in this case. And it is called the Mun, M-U-N. In this game, it's not moon, M-O-O-N. It's Mun. I mean, it might be pronounced moon. I haven't looked it up. I should actually probably look it up. Give a little bit more accuracy, right? All right, here we go. So as we get down towards 60,000, yep, we're starting to heat up. And I'll use these to kind of help slow us down. We've got 47 meters per second left. So as long as we don't burn up in re-entry, we'll survive. And that's a big if. But we've got our ablator, right? We've got 200 units of ablation, I guess. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. We'll finish off our fuel here. Ejecting that should give us... No, didn't really help us that much. That's okay. We'll let this get caught up in the atmo and hopefully burn up. Yep, heat shield's heating up pretty good. It's doing its job. May have wanted to hold on to those for longer, but that's okay. We've got Jeb looking out into space, kind of towards the sun. We got us looking down toward the planet below. We got plenty of ablator left, right? We're down to 39,000 meters and dropping. And of course, we're going over using terrain here, so it's the numbers might go up or down, just depending on mountains and stuff. So if I just put it at sea level, right, we're going down. Always, always, always. And you can see how we're deteriorating our orbit, right? Our apoapsis. And our periapsis is actually below us. Uh-oh. So that's fine. We're going to have to go through the atmosphere once or twice. Maybe. Depending on how much we reduce our speed. Let's see, we're actually climbing out again. So we burned about 50 units off of our ablator. We're still continuing here. We're going to break out of the atmosphere again. Yep, and we're slowing down. Let's reduce. I don't know why it zooms all the way out when I do this. I have no idea. We're not worried about overheating anymore, so that's good. But this way, I mean, as we climb back up out of the atmosphere, we can do this one more time, and that should slow us down enough to get us out of the atmosphere. Or get us back into the atmosphere, excuse me, out of space. There we go. So now let's just go back over here. Whoop. So we can't warp too much because we're still in atmo. We've got over 100 units of our ablator left, which is perfect. Climbing back out. Trying to warp to the point, right? So we're still dropping, right? 700,000 meters. This is still dropping as well. Because we are slowing down. But again, we're coming out of the atmosphere, so let's just go ahead and just do this the hard way. Okay. Warp. Whee! There goes the rocket engine I got rid of. It'll go out on its own orbit, and looks like it'll come back down eventually. We've got some debris at the Kerbal Space Center. Whee! Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Got a lunar eclipse up here. Or a solar eclipse, excuse me. Because the moon is eclipsing the sun. Not the sun is eclipsing the moon with the planet. It's the moon is getting in the way of the sun. There we go. Cool. Okay. Well, let's continue our descent into the atmosphere. Periapsis is at 38,000 meters. Perfectly fine. Should be plenty, right? So let's continue to accelerate into the atmosphere. Okay. Here goes round 2. And maybe if we land somewhere different, other than the quote-unquote grasslands, we can actually get another surface sample and get even more science. But we'll see. Here we go. Let's have Jeb look at the planet. Wow, isn't that pretty? Oh, that's weird, though. I don't like how that looks, actually. Just kind of looking up and away as the planet goes by underneath. Okay, we've got 118 units left. 18 units left of our ablator. We're slowing it down even more. You can watch as our apoapsis is steadily decreasing. Periapsis is also decreasing, which is good news, right? At this point, if we're not going super fast, we can pop those chutes out. As long as, you know, again, we got to meet the certain minimum pressure requirements. But having those drogue chutes out will be a great use to us. But it's too hot, and we're going way too fast for that to matter right now. So this is cool. You know, if anybody on this the planet's surface was looking up, they'd see a streak, you know, a fireball going over. Yeah, but it's daytime, so they probably wouldn't be able to see this. You know, the sun is very, very bright. Alright, congratulations everybody. We made it back into Kerbin's atmosphere safely. And now all we need to do is deploy the chutes at some point. Yeah, so now we're just in free fall. So here I'm just adjusting the altitude at which these, you know, pop out. More so that we don't have to sit here the whole time. Yep, let's go ahead and just drop. This is a pretty high terrain area, which is nice. Maybe we can get a surface sample. These drogue chutes are nice and all, but like we don't need them. They slowed us down plenty. Oops. That's what we get for trying to accelerate through things. There we go. There it is. Just like that. Back to Kerbal. As you guys can see, I'm drinking out of my NASA cup today. I am drinking Arnold Palmer. Uh-oh. Oop. Oh, there we go. Okay. Arizona Arnold Palmer. Let's just kind of knock this guy over. Boop. Enough so that Jeb can get out. Go EVA. Get us a surface sample. Let's see. Are we on grasslands again? Take surface sample. Yep. We're on the grasslands again. So there's not much in the way of variation out here, which is kind of too bad, but, you know, if we had actually landed on a mountain or something like that. We made it. Hati 3. Alright, let's go ahead and board. Get some science. Hati 3. Recover. Whoa! 175 science earned off of that. Huge. Absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and recover all the debris. Most of it's at the launch pad. This is still out here in flight. This will crash down eventually, but let's just terminate it. You know, just for the sake of keeping things clean, right? Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want to see more like this. And next time, we will, I promise, we'll get somebody to the moon and back. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time.